Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Fall 2016 Georgia Tech graduates. Students, please rise for the faculty processional.
Good evening and welcome. Will the audience please rise and remain standing for the national anthem, which will be sung by members of Nothing But Treble.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Okay. Bye. That way. Please be seated. Thank you, ladies, and welcome again to our commencement ceremonies this evening. In addition to the students who are preparing for military service, I'd like for us to take a moment to recognize all of our veterans and active service members in the audience. If you have served or are currently serving in any branch of the U.S. military, will you please rise and be recognized? It's now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Chibuzor Ozilibo, a master's candidate in civil engineering, who will give our reflection.
Uniformitarianism. In geology, the principle of uniformitarianism simply states that the present is the key to the past. Geologists say that to understand the past and to predict the future of the Earth, we only need to look at the present. 10 years ago, I was a troubled kid from a distressed home. Today, I deliver a commencement speech that I shall be awarded. Thank you. That I shall be awarded a bachelor's and a master's degree in engineering from Georgia Tech may remain a miracle to that kid I once was. No miracle occurred. It was simply my inspiration to become an engineer came from the built environment. As a little boy, I wanted to find out who was responsible for building such amazing things as bridges, highways, and high-rises. I would often ask, who built these things? But more importantly, I asked, how can I build these things? You see, we're here today because one way or the other, we've been inspired to become innovators and thinkers. And like that kid from 10 years ago, many of us can testify to being inspired either directly or indirectly by our built environment. To put it best, we've been inspired to become innovative thinkers by the works of the innovators before us. We are proof of their collective great works. They speak through us. In the Navy, I learned the phrase, all hands on deck. It is used to call sailors to purposeful action. So today I call on you, fellow Yellow Jackets, all hands on deck. With the wonderful education received here at the Georgia Institute of Technology, go out to the world, do your part, and be the best that you've ever been and that there has ever been. Make our cities and energy more sustainable. Build more efficient cars. Take us to Mars. And solve climate change problems. Now build these things and much more so that tomorrow, someday, somewhere, and just somehow, some kid will again be so marveled and inspired to take your seat. So herein lies the principle of uniformitarianism, that we, the present generation, have been inspired by the innovators before us. Let us now go on and inspire the next generation of innovators. Thank you, and congratulations.
I've got a gift for you here. Thank you, Chief Bazor, and good luck to you. Thank you. Graduates, members of the faculty and staff, distinguished guests, families, and friends, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to the 252nd commencement exercises here at the Georgia Institute of Technology. This weekend's commencement activities recognize both summer and fall graduates. Today, we celebrate nearly 1,900 graduate degree recipients, as well as nearly 1,600 undergraduate degree recipients tomorrow morning. As we celebrate the successful conclusion of one chapter of your lifelong education, it's important to acknowledge that you've not done it alone. With us today are many families, friends, and colleagues whose love and support have helped make this day possible. In addition, with us are members of the faculty who've guided and mentored you as students, sharing with you their time, their wisdom, and their expertise in order that each and every one of you could reach this goal today and achieve your greatest potential. Would the members of the faculty please stand and be recognized? Well, I could try to tell you how much the graduates appreciate all of the support that you've provided. I think it will mean more coming from them.
Hey, Mom and Dad. I know I don't say it enough, but there's no way I would be here without you. So thanks for supporting me all this way the last 6 years at Georgia Tech.
Mamá, muchas gracias. Go Jackets!
Hi, Mummy, Papa, and Gigi. Thanks for getting me here and thanks for getting me through. Love you all. Radhe Radhe.
I just want to say thank you to my mom, dad, family, and friends. Guys, I made it out. I got out. And congratulations to all the other graduates. Thanks.
Finally, graduation day. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. Thanks all of you who made it possible for me to be here. Go Jackets!
At this time, I'd like to introduce several members of the stage party, and will ask that you hold your applause as they stand when I call their names. Dr. Susan Cousins, Vice Provost, Graduate Education and Faculty Development, and tonight's Mace Bearer. Dr. Colin Potts, Vice Provost for Undergraduate Education. Dr. Archie Irvin, Vice President for Institute Diversity. Mr. John Stein, Vice President for Student Life and Dean of Students. Dr. Paul Cohn, Vice Provost for Enrollment Services. Ms. Karen Viars, Humanities Librarian. Nelson Baker, Dean of Professional Education, and Ms. Rita Pekowski, Registrar. Thank you for being here tonight. This is a momentous day for you as graduates and for many of your families and friends who are sharing the celebration of your accomplishments tonight. You've worked very hard to earn your degree from one of the best institutions in the country, and in many disciplines, the best in the world. Georgia Tech faculty are engaged in research in more than 100 companies. The Institute has global centers in China, Costa Rica, Panama, and Singapore, and for 25 years, Georgia Tech has had a campus in Lorraine, France. In that time, almost 5,800 students have spent a semester or more at the Georgia Tech Lorraine campus, including both undergraduate and graduate students. Georgia Tech students study and intern in more than 70 countries, and 54% of our graduates participate in some sort of meaningful study abroad or work abroad experience before they graduate. At Georgia Tech, we pride ourselves on being trailblazers who drive real-world change by embracing challenges, thinking critically, developing innovative solutions, and addressing some of the world's most pressing problems. Your Georgia Tech education is designed to prepare you to work collaboratively, to identify challenges, and to create solutions, and to be leaders in business, industry, government, and the communities in which you will live and work. Georgia Tech is in the business of creating the next idea, the next technology, the next innovators and entrepreneurs. We're empowering the next generation of scientists, engineers, businessmen and women, architects, and so many others, engendering in them the passion and skills they will need to design our future. You, as graduates, will be forever linked to this great institution, and we're looking for great things from each and every one of you. As is our custom at the December commencement, we ask the 1934 Distinguished Professor to give the commencement address. This is the highest award given by the Institute to a faculty member. The 2016 recipient is Dr. Robin Thomas. He is both inspirational professionally and also personally. A preeminent scholar in the field of discrete mathematics for more than 3 decades, Professor Thomas remains deeply engaged in teaching, research, and scholarship. And next month, we will celebrate the 25th anniversary of the multidisciplinary doctoral program he created in partnership with the College of Computing, the Stewart School of Industrial and Systems Engineering, and the School of Mathematics. The program is in algorithms, combinatorics, and optimization, or ACO. He's the University of Georgia System Regents Professor. Dr. Thomas was born, raised, and educated in Prague, Czechoslovakia, now the Czech Republic, and earned a doctorate from Charles University. He came to the United States in 1988 as a visiting lecturer at The Ohio State University, and then moved to Belcor, now Telcordia Technologies, in Morristown, New Jersey. And in 1989, he came to Georgia Tech as an associate professor in the School of Mathematics. Dr. Thomas's professional interests lie in the area of graph theory with applications to other branches of mathematics, theoretical computer science, and operations research. He has graduated 16 PhDs and supervised and mentored 9 postdoctoral research associates. and has published over 100 research papers and 1 monograph. Dr. Thomas is an editorial board member of 3 major journals in his field. He's been invited to plenary conferences across the country and around the world, and has held visiting professor positions at the University of Reading, University of Paris, University of Madison, Wisconsin, Princeton University, and the American Institute of Mathematics. Dr. Thomas is a 2-time recipient of the D. Ray Fulkerson Prize in Discrete Mathematics in 1984 and again in 2009, a most remarkable accomplishment. He's also received the Neuron Award for Lifetime Achievement in Mathematics from the Karol Janik Foundation of the Czech Republic. A member of the 2012 class of inaugural fellows of the American Mathematical Society, he was elected in 2013 as an honorary fellow of the Learned Society of the Czech Republic. Dr. Thomas is married to Sigrun Andradottir, and a professor in the Georgia Tech Stewart School of Industrial and Systems Engineering, and they live with their 3 children here in Atlanta. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Robin Thomas.
President Peterson, administrators, fellow faculty members in the class of 2016 Georgia Tech, and graduates, family and friends, thank you for the invitation.
It is a great honor to be able to speak to you today. I apologize that my remarks are pre-recorded. I have been diagnosed with ALS, a progressive neuromuscular disease that gradually weakens my muscles and makes my voice unreliable. Even though I planned to be sitting on the stage as these words are being played, I could not count on my voice to be able to deliver the speech in real time. I believe I'm supposed to offer advice to the young men and women who entered these premises as students and will exit them as Georgia Tech alumni. My advice to you is this: follow your passion, value your education, work hard, don't give up in the face of hardship, and have fun. Let me share my life story with you to highlight how these pieces of advice have served me well. I grew up behind the Iron Curtain in what used to be communist Czechoslovakia, a country that Johnny Cash described as a prison for 15 million. Travel and other personal freedoms were severely restricted, and access to modern technology was scarce. I knew since about 8th grade that I wanted to be a mathematician. There was something inherently beautiful about the subject. There could be no doubt about a theorem once it was proven, and no special equipment was needed to do that. But there was a catch. There were no research grants in communist Czechoslovakia, and being a pure mathematician was akin to a sentence of lifetime of poverty. But I persevered, followed my passion, and eventually got my Georgia Tech job that allowed me to lead a happy, upper-middle-class life. In the process, I got lucky. When I was a freshman in college, I met a fantastic advisor. His name is Jarek Nesatril, and I owe much of my success to him. He solidified my interest in pure mathematics and taught me how to write papers and how to be a research mathematician. It was his influence and my hard work that got me an invitation to come to the United States to work with Neil Robertson and Paul Seymour, 2 leading researchers in my area. I arrived in the United States in February 1988 with 1 suitcase and $110 in my pocket. That was all I was allowed to take with me. In fact, it was something short of a miracle that I was allowed to leave the then communist Czechoslovakia at all. An exit visa was required to travel outside the communist bloc, and mine apparently had to be approved by the Central Committee of the Communist Party. So I did not have much in terms of possessions or cash, but I did have something even more valuable, and that was my education. It was my education and subsequent hard work that landed me my current job, one that I have held since 1989. When I came to Georgia Tech, there was not much activity in my area to speak of, but that has changed over the years. When I came, we started designing a new multidisciplinary PhD program in algorithms, combinatorics, and optimization, ACO for short. The ACO program was officially approved in 1991, and since then has developed a substantial reputation. All 3 components of the program are ranked in the top 10 of their respective disciplines, but the program as a whole is stronger than the union of its components. New faculty joined, and Georgia Tech is now an exciting place to work for someone in my area. I've been fortunate to work with some very smart students. I have graduated 16 PhD students who went on to take up prestigious positions in academia and industry. Thus, I have tried to give back to the community what I have gotten at the beginning of my career. When I got my ALS diagnosis, I was initially very upset that I could no longer play soccer. But I soon realized that there are bigger issues in life and learned to be content with what I got. ALS is a relentlessly progressive disease for which there is no cure. It gradually robs me of the use of my limbs and my breathing muscles. Right now, I am totally dependent on my wheelchair, a ventilator, and I need the help of an attendant 24/7. But I have not given up. I am still working full-time, teaching a class, advising students, and serving as director of the ACO program, and I am trying to enjoy life as much as I can. I can do that thanks to the support of my wife Sigrun and my children Misha, Clara, and Martin. Thank you for all that you do for me. So, that is my life story. And what I would like you to learn from it is, follow your passion, like I followed my passion for mathematics. Value your education, for that was the only thing I had when I came to the United States. Work hard, because I got rewarded for my hard work. Don't give up in the face of hardship, like I didn't when faced with my diagnosis, and have fun, like I did throughout my life. To conclude, let me quote 3 famous people. My first quote is by Steve Jobs about passion. The only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work, and the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. And like any great relationship, it just gets better and better as the years roll on. So keep looking, don't settle. My second quote is by Nelson Mandela on education. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And the third and final quote is by Albert Einstein about hard work. Genius is 1% talent and 99% hard work. Thank you again for the opportunity to speak to you today. It was a great honor for me. Good luck to the class of 2016 Georgia Tech graduates. Keep looking. Don't settle. Use your education to change the world. And remember, genius is 1% talent and 99% hard work.
Hard work. Good luck to you. And go Jackets.
Thank you, Dr. Thomas. You're an inspiration to us all. We come now to the time that you've all been waiting for, the conferring of your degrees. The moment of walking across the stage represents the culmination of much work and achievement for each of our graduates. I would ask that after you receive your diploma, you return to your seat and show your fellow students the same respect they've given to you as you cross the stage. A note to our guests. In 2014, Dr. Rafael Bras introduced the idea of a new Georgia Tech tradition of holding a separate PhD hooding ceremony before the commencement. Many of you joined us earlier today for this special event. Now, we look forward to presenting the diplomas and shaking the hands of each of Georgia Tech's newest PhDs. I'm pleased to welcome to the podium Dr. Rafael Bras, Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Bras will present the candidates for the doctoral degree.
Good evening. Will the candidates for the doctoral degrees please rise? Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting to you for the doctoral degrees those candidates who have completed all requirements for those degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Georgia Institute of Technology and by the authority vested in me by the University System of Georgia Board of Regents, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations on earning Georgia Tech's highest degree.
Doctor of Philosophy, Dr. David Brent Bruff. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Surya Kaladindi.
Dr. Nan Du.
Dr. Lawanya Rishishwar. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Irving King Jordan. Dr. Thomas William Bongiorno. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Todd A. Sulchek. Dr. Prithiviraj Jyothi Kumar. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Shang Zhu. Dr. Sangeetha Srinivasan. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Julia E. Babansi. Dr. Alice Chang. The doctoral advisors are Dr. Barbara D. Boyan and Dr. Chang Xu. Dr. Marian Hatiarachi. The doctoral advisors are Dr. Robert E. Goldberg and Dr. Todd McDevitt. Dr. Tori E. Rinker. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Jana Temenoff. Dr. Reginald Tran. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Wilbur A. Lam. Dr. Charles Lingji Zhao. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Hang Liu. Dr. Joshua Allen Zimmerman. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Todd McDevitt. Dr. Julian Radu. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Blair McIntyre. Dr. Ketan Bardwaj. The doctoral advisors are Dr. Karsten Schwan and Dr. Ada Gavrilovska. Dr. Mohammed Moazem Hossein. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Richard Wilson Vuduk.
Yang Feng Ji. The doctoral advisor is Jacob Eisenstein.
Dr. Sudarsan Kanan. The doctoral advisors are Dr. Karsten Schwan and Dr. Ada Gavrilovska. Dr. Jack Lee. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Kalton Poo. Dr. Dipanjan Sengupta. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Karsten Schwab. Dr. Jonathan Yun Chin Huang. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Margaret E. Kosal. Dr. Amanda Hudson Mang. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Kirk S. Bowman. Dr. Hilary Blythe Alberta. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Aaron David Levine. Dr. Joy Huan Wong. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Marilyn Brown. Dr. Shan Zhao. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Marilyn A. Brown. Dr. Zhao Yao Ni. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Vivek Gosal. Dr. Samane Zolfagarian. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Javier Irizarry. Dr. Kyung Soon Wong. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Dan Emmergluck. Dr. Stephanie Dawn Haney. The doctoral advisor is Dr. John Peponis. Dr. Ji Hyun Kim. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Gottfried L. Agenberg. Dr. Deshen Chen. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Louis Gregory Hewitt. Dr. Xiaoxi Liu. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Louis Gregory Hewitt. Dr. Sebastian Ortega Arango. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Peter J. Webster. Dr. Erin Elizabeth Bernardi. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Brian K. Hammond. Dr. Sangeeta Ganesh. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Frank James Stewart. Dr. Monica Liseth Rojas Pena. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Gregory C. Gibson. Dr. Savannah Lee Cookson. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Eric Schumacher. Dr. Patrick Shin Ye Chang. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Jennifer Curtis. Dr. Alexander Stephen Hyla. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Jean-Luc E. Bredes. Dr. Jin-Ho Park. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Yunan Xia. Dr. Rene Rugango. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Kenneth Brown. Dr. Su Yuan Zhang. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Seth Martyr.
Dr. Richard Burge. The advisor is Dr. Antonius Deeker. Dr. Chu Shi Chen. The advisor is Dr. Turgay Ayer.
Dr. Matthias Klepp. The doctoral advisors are Dr. Alan L. Herrera and Dr. Alejandro Torriello. Dr. Burak Kojuk. The doctoral advisors are Dr. Santanu Subas De and Dr. Zhu Sun. Dr. Alvaro Hugo Lorca Galvez. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Xu Sun. Dr. Daniel Fernando Silva Izquierdo. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Harrier Aya. Dr. Ton Hun Suk. The doctoral advisors are Dr. Antonius Deeker and Dr. Alan L. Herrera. Dr. James Melvin Benson. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Gleb Yushin. Dr. Rene Orlando Diaz. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Naresh N. Thadani. Dr. Bebe Jiang. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Jikun Lin. Dr. Naoke Nita. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Gleb Yushin. Dr. Adam J. Vitali. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Faisal Alamgir. Dr. Brian Joseph Keys. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Alan L. Herrera. Dr. Jinha Lee. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Ava K. Lee. Dr. Ran Lee. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Spiridon A. Reveliotis. Dr. Chitta Ranjan. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Cameron Painabar. Dr. Murat Ildirim. The doctoral advisors are Dr. Nagi Z. Gabriel and Dr. Zhu Sun. Dr. Youngjun Choi. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Dimitrios N. Mavris. Dr. Yuchen Dong. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Dimitrios N. Mavris. Dr. John William Dykes. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Dimitrios N. Mavris. Dr. Scotty Beth Fleming Lensley. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Amy R. Pritchett. Dr. Christopher Pierre Frank. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Dimitrios N. Mavris. Dr. Sayan Ghosh. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Dimitrios N. Mavris. Dr. Christopher Anthony Jones. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Alan W. Wilhite. Dr. Vadim Kim. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Dimitrios N. Mavris. Dr. Justin Raymond Kaiser. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Dimitrios N. Mavris. Dr. Mark Joseph Santos Lopez. The doctoral advisor is Dr. J.V.R. Prasad. Dr. Michael Dobson Patterson. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Brian Joseph German. Dr. David Rancourt. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Dimitrios N. Mavris. Dr. Dennis Jacob Lee Sidlak. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Dimitrios N. Mavris. Dr. Adam David Siegel. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Dimitrios N. Mavris. Dr. Michael Joseph Steffens. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Dimitrios N. Mavris. Dr. Halil Shaheen Tetik. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Dimitrios N. Mavris. Dr. Jonathan Anthony Walker. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Mitchell L.R. Walker. Dr. Nicholas Craig Birch. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Krista S. Walton. Dr. Kiwan The doctoral advisors are Dr. Sankar Nair and Dr. Christopher W. Jones. Dr. Daniel John Griffin. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Ronald W. Rousseau. Dr. Thomas James Lavaria. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Hang Liu. Dr. William Pratt Moundfield III. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Krista S. Walton. Dr. Ari Mulyadi. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Yulin Dang. Dr. I.K. Okafor. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Ajit P. Yoganathan. Dr. Trudy Jonelle Padmore. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Julie Ann Champion. Dr. Michaela Taborga Clare. The doctoral advisors are Dr. Pradeep K. Agrawal and Dr. Christopher W. Jones. Dr. Shun Tang. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Martha Ann Grover. Dr. Fei Ho. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Jim Spain. Dr. Xiaofei Zhong. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Spiros G. Pavlostathis. Dr. Swarnava Ghosh. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Fanish Suryana Rayana. Dr. Amy Marie Moore. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Michael Owen Rogers. Dr. Fanisri Pradeep Pratapa. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Fanish Suryana Rayana. Dr. Denise Angela Smith. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Frank Southworth.
Dr. Konkur Zakir Ahmed. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Saibal Mukhopadhyay.
Dr. Eric Andrew Anger. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Sudhakar Yalamanchili. Dr. Christopher Allen Beal. The doctoral advisors are Dr. Frank Dellert and Dr. Anthony Yezzi. Dr. Brian Michael Beck. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Zhaoli Ma. Dr. Robert Locke Callan. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Alenka Zajic. Dr. Dominic Anthony Carr. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Giselle Bennett. Dr. Sao Chi Chang. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Azad Jafari Naimi.
Dr. Chia Te Bruce Chow. The advisor is Dr. Rao Tumala.
Dr. Michelle Davette Collins. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Jennifer Olson Hassler. Dr. Kevin James DeMarco. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Ayana Howard. Dr. Ray Fan. The doctoral advisor is Dr. A.P. Meliopoulos. Dr. Syed Minhaj Hassan. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Sudhakar Yalamanchi. Dr. Sung-Hwan Kim. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Alinka Zaji. Dr. Tao Ran Lua. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Emmanuel M. Tenzeris. Dr. Charles Edward Munson IV. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Abdallah Ugazadeh. Dr. Daniel David Murdoch. The doctoral advisor is Dr. David G. Taylor. Dr. Van Nguyen. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Mary Ann Whitenauer. Dr. Temilolua Olubanjo Priolo. The doctoral advisors are Dr. Mesam Govanlu and Dr. Elliot Moore. Dr. Spiridon Pavlidis. The doctoral advisors are Dr. Oliver Brand and Dr. John Papapolomaru. Dr. Yarwei Pang. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Sung Kyu Lin. Dr. Jenny Lynn Reed. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Aaron D. Lanterman. Dr. John Andrew Seuss. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Ronald G. Harley. Dr. Ikyun Song. The doctoral advisor is Dr. John David Kressler. Dr. Mohammed Omar Tariq. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Matthew Deering Wolf. Dr. Dogankan Tamel. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Ghassan Ibrahim Al-Raghib. Dr. Jialing Tong. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Rao R. Tumala. Dr. Cheng Yin Wang. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Bernard Capellan. Dr. Jean Wang. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Sudhakar Yalamanchili. Dr. Kai Ying. The doctoral advisors are Dr. Guotong Zhao and Dr. Robert J. Baxley. Dr. David Chong Zhang. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Madhavan Swaminathan. Dr. Ling Chen Chu. The doctoral advisor is Dr. James H. McClellan. Dr. Richard Truxell Huffman III. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Chaitanya S. D. Dr. Gabriel Anthony Korman. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Fazad Ranemi. Dr. Kyle Eugene Remley. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Fazad Ranema. Dr. Ayanga Harai. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Aaron Ames. Dr. Jeffrey Jose Aguilar. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Daniel I. Goldman. Dr. Masume Aminzadeh. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Thomas R. Kurfitz. Dr. Elliot Gruber. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Kenneth A. Cunefer. Dr. Michael Dokjun Kim. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Jun Ueda. Dr. Benjamin Wyndham Knox. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Caroline Lynn Gonzalez. Dr. Thomas John Lambert. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Ari Glezer. Dr. Wei Liu. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Asigon Henry. Dr. Shishir Kolathaya. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Aaron Ames. Dr. Darshan Goparao Pahinka. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Srinivas Garimella.
Dr. Song In Bok.
Dr. Matthew William Priddy. The doctoral advisor is Dr. David L. McDowell. Dr. Vladimir Ramos Alvarado. The doctoral advisors are Dr. G.P. Bud Peterson and Dr. Satish Kumar. Dr. David Michael Turner. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Surya Kaladindi. Dr. Philip Andrew Varney. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Itzhak Green. Dr. Xingshan Wang. The doctoral advisors are Dr. Vigor Yang and Dr. Tim Charles Yuen. Dr. Shuoshi Xu. The doctoral advisor is Dr. David L. McDowell. Dr. Bo Zhao. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Zhuomin Zhang. Dr. Hui Hua Chao. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Aaron Ames. Dr. Ximin Huang. The doctoral advisors are Dr. Latif Beryl Tokte Tseotris and Dr. Atale Atasu. Dr. Idris Olawale Raji. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Adegboyega Oyelere. Dr. Reynold Shenji. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Stefan A. France. Dr. Mahmoud Adel Abdallah. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Dimitrios N. Mavris.
Please join me in congratulating all of our doctoral degree recipients. Dr. Bross will now present the candidates for the various master's degrees.
We begin the presentation of master candidates for interdisciplinary degrees across multiple colleges. Will the candidates in analytics, don't get confused, computational science and engineering, quantitative and computational finance, human-computer interaction, bioengineering, and statistics rise and remain standing? Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for the Masters of Science degree who have completed the requirements for this degree.
Dr. Mahmoud Adel Abdallah. The doctoral advisor is Dr. Dimitrios N. Mavris, Master of Science in Analytics. Anna Bakhtiari. Anshul Bansal. Brian Burns. Jiajie Chen.
Francesco Del Zompo.
The Wei Fu. Sri Vigna Ganapatanidhi. Ankur Garg. Dawe Gong. Joshua Hancock. Aaron Hogan. Vivaswith Kaur. Yue Ma. Amit Ranshinge. Anne Reintz.
Naresh Seth.
Rod Talebi. Matthew Tilka. Jie Wu. Zhonlin Wu. Albert Y. Chung Yao. Master of Science in Computational Science and Engineering, Xiaoyang Chen. Aditya Gotimela. Chengwei Li. Huang Li. Ruming Lu. Divret Maka. Prashant Srinivasan. Jia Tan. Ganesh Venkataraman. Dongyan Xu. Jinchan Zhang. Yanjun Zhu. Master of Science in Quantitative and Computational Finance,
Gregory Adonisio.
Siddhartha Gade. Feng Gao. Michael Hardesty. Benedict Herbst. Shashank Varma Kaladindi. Supong Lee.
Zach Liu. Ching Luo. Abhiram Manjunatha.
Harish Parsa. Arish Pathar.
Sai Sri Harsha Putta.
Chinmay Vijay Rane. Aksha Sanjay Zakaria. James Schuster. Tabish Jalil Sheikh. Ryan Shee. Huashan Sun. Si Chao Wang. Yunhao Zhang. Jiyu Zhang. Ying Chu. Master of Science in Statistics. Chi-Chi Ai. Fengzhe Chao. Zhuhao Chen. Dongsha Dong. Dongwei Fu. Zhaofang Liu. Jiaqi Zhu. Nanyi Zhou. Master of Science in Human-Computer Interaction. Fang He.
Kaiji Wang.
I will now introduce the academic deans by college who will present the candidates for the master's degrees. Dean Zvi Galil will present the master candidates for degrees in the College of Computing.
Candidates for the Master of Science degree in the College of Computing, please rise and remain standing. Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for the Masters of Science degree who have completed their requirements for this degree.
From the College of Computing. From the College of Computing, Master of Science in Information Security. Bandar Al-Mashari. Ahmed Al-Helal. Abdullah Al-Umari. Fawaz Al-Bassam. Mohammed Al-Harbi. Fawaz Yusuf Al-Hamoud. Ryan Al-Sheikh. Jason Belford. Jesse Cape. Brandon Gaudet. Matthew Jaluk. Mohammed Klakatawi. Ankita Lamba. Jimmy Loomis. Voita Mikshu. Bandar Munshi. Humberto Nieves. Emily Reed. James L. Roberts. Ragi Suklecha. Hung Tang. Master of Science in Computer Science. Charvi Agarwal. Saurabh Kashmilal Agarwal. Anubhav Agarwal. Shubham Agrawal. Sania Ambardikar, Thomas George Ancheria, Jorge Arguelles, Anupama E. Atreus, Met Bajen, Nitish Bhatt, Prajakta Puttada, Ranjit Bijoy, Cecil Bowe, Michael Brannon, Akili Brighton, Brittany Broder, Michael Brown, Augusto Burgos, Bradley Kane, Pierrick Calmels, Abhishek Chatterjee, Juan Chi Chen, Jiayu Chen, Jeffrey Chenoweth, Sean Chen, Hyunsa Chung, John Clem,
Griselda Conejo Lopez,
Christopher Costes, Joshua Demuth, Somrat Deoja,
Himanshu Dewan,
Neil Dunmore, Sai Teja Tutuluri, Soumya Tivadi, Bobby Eicher, James Eitzman, Vincent Andrew Evangelista, Jeremy Fairbank, Joshua Fleming, Alina Potache, Christopher Gearhart,
Vedanuj Vasisatha Goswami,
Eric Green, Andrew David Grexa, Daniel Gritzko, Richard Gilmain,
Aditi Gupta,
Christine Hall, Dixie Hall, Jeffrey Hawley, Nelson Hearn, Alicia Lisette Henderson, Tzu Wei Huang, Ite Enbar, Ankita Jain, Saurav Kumar Jha, Brittany Johnson, Forrest Johnson, Christopher Jones, Ashwin Kachara, Karthik Kanan, Abhinav Khanna, Jacob Kilver, Raj Pratik Kosaraju, Aditya Kulkarni, Ashish Kumar, Jaehoon Lee, Sangmin Lee, Carrie Leung, Yue Li, Tianchu Leon, Michael Lustig, Lu Ma, Arun Manangao, Stephen Andrew Martin, Bryce McAnally, Sean McNeely, Christopher Mikeson, Benjamin Millis, Abhinav Mishra, Devang Mistry, Pankaj Mistry, Brian Moss, Eric Mueller, Anil Mopala, Heath Murphy, Noah Nadler, Omkar Nalamwa, Anjan Narayan, Syed Nassar, Dave Wynn, Timothy Nummy, Ryan O'Shaughnessy, Ting Pan, Amit Panda, Yisudasan Palraj, Khang Fan, Stuart Pearson, Jitesh Vinod Punjabi, Kwekwi Yong, Homa Rahil, Pradeep Rajendran Vairamani, Swati Ramesh, Vanessa Ramirez, Christoph Ranu, Vinay Rao, Philip Ratliff, Deepak Rawindran, Pramod Kundapur Rikard, Monica Reddy, Eric Reed, John Reed, Shaduchess Reed Washington, Ray Reese, Aaron Ryan, Pulkit Sakdeva, Carl Soldana, Cedric Keddy Samuel, Kaushik Santanam, Carl Scherer, Michael Schubert, Meghana Sitharam,
Abhishek Parashar Sen,
Vinod Seshadri, Nishad Shah, Siddharth Sandeep Shah, Sanjana Shankur, Bhubanesh Shanmuga Sundaram, Dingfong Shao, Ashwin Sharma, Harshit Sharma, Roderick Shavers, Dana Sheehan, Ethan Shepard, Amit Shetty, Arash Shirazi, Anurag Shivaprasad, Shruti Singh, Vishaka Singh, Matthew Southwell, Anirudh Srinivasan, Matthew Pearson Steele, Shyam Sundar Subramaniam, Edward Sunder, Benjamin Taylor,
William Terrell,
Bhavin Thakur. James Daniel Thomas. Meenal Topadi.
John Turner.
Niranjan Upreti. Luis Enrique Urbano Calvo. Sripriya Venkatesh Prasad. Shrestha Vijayaraghavan. Chutian Wong. George Kim Wong. Po Shen Wong. Corey Wilson. Scott Wise. Samuel Wood. Lee Yi. Mekias Johannes. Sodek Zabihi. Yingchu Zhao.
Dean Jacqueline Royster will present the master candidates for degrees in the Ivan Allen College of Liberal Arts.
Candidates for the Master of Science degree in the Ivan Allen College of Liberal Arts, please rise and remain standing. Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for the Master of Science degree who have completed the requirements for this degree.
That's the first one. So it goes like this.
From the Ivan Allen College of Liberal Arts, Master of Science in Economics, Rojin Chi. Yongxin Fang. Jing Li. Lu Yin. Emily Murray. Sognia Patil. Umsika Rumani. Master of Science in International Affairs, Julia Linnea Borgeson. Megan Kogan. Robert Scaife. Jenna Lee True. Hannah Jo Herdigan. Master of Science in Public Policy, Amanda Susanna Neighbors. Lauren Roberts.
Dean Stephen French will present the master candidates for degrees in the College of Design.
Mr. President, I have the distinct honor of presenting to you those candidates for the master's degrees who completed the requirements for those degrees. Candidates, please stand, rise, and remain standing.
From the College of Design, Master of Science in Urban Design, Animesh Shrestha. Gregory Hendler. Master of Science in Architecture, Yuen Di. Pranav Kishore. Samuel Shams. Yujia Tong. Master of Science in Geographic Information Science and Technology, Anne Italiano. Chelsea Lights. Eric Main. Amy Perez. Master of Science in Building Construction and Facility Management, Raheem Alexander. Jeffrey Shermley. Hayong Choi. Jennifer De La Rosa. Emily Doherty. Lue Gaziri. Shravya Gorantala. Kelly Lee. Singshu Ma. Chana Mekwan. Ivan Mosqueda Ramirez. Shriya Naganini.
Sia Young O.
Srinivas Palikarna Tirumala. Aparajita Pothula. Zulfikar Ali Patur. Kevin Reddy. Joseph Grant Rudolph. Archit Srivastava. Gigi Shang. Jingwei Wang. Fei Shui. Zhaoli Zhang. Yiran Zhang. Master of Science in City and Regional Planning. Maya Michelle McKinney.
Jean-Pierre Bourget.
Kimberly A. Mitchell. Angelica Yanton.
Senior Associate Dean Sabi Mitra will present the master's candidates for the degrees in the Ernest Scheller Jr. College of Business.
Candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration in the Ernest Scheller Jr. College of Business, please rise and remain standing. What an awesome group. Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for the Master of Business Administration degree who have completed the requirements for this degree.
From the Ernest Scheller Jr. College of Business, Master of Science in Business Administration, Global Business, Eduardo Arana. John Aroldos. Gregorio Aznares. Laura Barnes. Selena Blanco Boscan. Mike Brzezowski. Brian Burke. Devin Carter. Brian Gardner Cook. Amy Doherty. Carlos Rodriguez. Catherine Farr. Robert Gadaletta. Shyam Gadapale. Mithil Gaikwad. Nicholas Garbus. Crystal Gaskin. Daryl Griffin Simmons. Archana Gupta. Davina Harrell. Donnell Harvey. Jared Hasty. Terry Leon Head. Alicia Howard. John Hull, Eric Antonio James, Harsha Konejetti, Venkata Prasad Kunapareddy, Hector Marmelejo Garcia, Marissa Mashat Martin, Tushar Mathur, Brian Medley, Roshant Mulpuri, James Muthur, Bamidele Odeniyi, Young Hoon Park, Ankur Patel, Vipul Patel, Rajsekar Poteti, Thomas L. Rich III,
Roy Rowe,
Jason Sanchez, Shalendra Sharma, Adam Sheely, Molly Singh, Michael Skordelis, Allison Saladkin, Jeff Sterling, Henry Tellez, Nanda Velaru, Gary Wiggins, Melissa Ann Whitworth, Brooke Carter Yamini, Kevin Zaudzinski, Master of Science in Business Administration in Management of Technology, Tomas Ball, Carolina Beltran, Gunnar Berger, Michael Blivus, Sumit Kumar Bora, David Brody Jr., Gregory Birch, Shifra Burton, Richard Carnegie, Kevin Coffey, Robert Crutchfield, Michael Curtis, Lauren D'Amico, Celia Dajagi, Brad DeSimone, Satish Donti, Tracy Ehrlich, Robert Elliott, Daniel Epps, Danielle Nicole Evans, James Fetterly, Daniel Flores, Maria Beth France, Keith Gaputis,
Angel German,
Rajesh Gopi, Dr. Matthew Grabowski, Umar Habib, Shane Hoff, Jennifer Horvath, Christopher Huff, Christian Hyatt, James Hislop, Janine Jean-Pierre, Donnie Kanagari, Zach Katzoff, Banulata Konda,
Prashant Kulkarni, Michael London,
Zishan Majid, Brian Myatt,
Don Michael Myers, Andre Neblet,
Lynn Newton, Paraskevas Orvanides, Wesley Perry, Thomas Paul Pomian Jr., Vincent A. Richardson. Stephanie Rivas. Drew Rosedale. Robert Ryan. Alexandra Santiago Aguilar. Lindsay Spencer. Clint Strickland. Seth Tepfer. Derek Vines. Christian White. Eric Whitworth. Viranga Wijaratna. Robert Wabena. Master in Business Administration. Amir Alavi. Hope Anusia. Jay Arsama. George Boone. Russell Boozer. Cameron Brazel. Jared Bussert. Andrew Cargill. Bruce Kaufman Jr. Chris Shervin. Lincoln Duff. Christy Epps. Murphy Grisham. Joshua Andrew Jarrett. James McDonald. Raven McKenzie. Taylor Mink. Justin Null. Christopher Pedon. Anderson Potts. Jason Scott.
Amish Rahendra Shaw.
Shay Singh. Jeff Spruck. Justin Williams. Ziren Wong.
And there's a stack there.
Dean Paul Goldbart will present the master candidates for the degrees in the College of Sciences.
Candidates for the Master of Science degree in the College of Sciences, please rise and remain standing. You are bold explorers, creating new knowledge to help drive forward the technology, computing, and medicine of tomorrow, and also simply to lift the human spirit to new heights. Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for the Master of Science degree who have completed the requirements for this degree.
From the College of Sciences, Master of Science in Earth and Atmospheric Sciences, Sarah Perdue. Master of Science in Psychology, Ashley Ferguson. Master of Science in Bioinformatics, Chang Chen. Alicia Francis. Anna Gaines. Nimrata Kalsi. Cumin Lee. James Moore. Niveda Sundararaman. Harshmi Shah. Tanishta Song. Hari Prasanna Subramanian. Andrew Tang. Nadav Topaz. Min Yi. Master of Science in Chemistry, Jesse Ashworth. Zhaochu Ba. Elizabeth Marie Henry. Jaslyn Murphy. Katili Ramirez Mendez. Jianyu Zhao.
Mr. President, I have to tell you that in the list for computer sciences, G.P. Burdell was supposed to come and pick up his degree, but he didn't show. Maybe he'll show in engineering, or we're going to have to wait another 70 years. Associate Dean Lawrence Jacobs will present the master candidates for the degrees in the College of Engineering.
This is like you're giving me this is great. Candidates for the Master of Science degree in the largest, most diverse, and greatest College of Engineering, please rise and remain standing. Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting to you those candidates for the Master of Science degree who have completed the requirements for this degree.
From the College of Engineering, Master of Science in Biomedical Innovation and Development, Sneha Jokle. Shreyas DK. Apurva Jayaram. Vinuta Mayakonda.
Aparna Philip.
Arun Sharma. Master of Science in Sustainable Electrical Energy,
Hassan Alali. Mansoor Al-Turki.
Master of Science in Supply Chain Engineering, Stefanos Gani Arman. Jacqueline Brito.
Daniel Cavero.
Dilip Kumar Chanda.
Peng Chen.
Amber Chowdhury. Maria Camila Del Rio. Louis Fougere. Atima Goel. Utkarsh Gupta. Shong E. Kai. Michael Khoury. Manav Kotien. Brian Kuo. Lianhua Long. Rimadina Nawangmulan. Tushar Naikodi. Frances Pontamaya. Jasleen Sakdeva.
Yarun Saroborsh.
Annie Serrano Paredes. Archit Dinkar Shetty. Caitlin Thomas. Le Yin Wang. Master of Science in Medical Physics, Benito Thompson. Master of Science in Health Systems, Valentine D.K. Jr. Master of Science in Nuclear Engineering, Keith Griffin. Master of Science in Engineering Science and Mechanics, Mark Forstenhausler. Daniel Grun. Master of Science in Operations Research, Hugo Acuna. Sacha Nathan Derry.
Jong Sung Eo.
Yimin Huang. Di Liu. Dong Hao Pe. Arturo Santos. Hao Wei. Master of Science in Industrial Engineering, Himanshu Alewadi, Camilo Bernal Nisperuza, Ahmed Barga, Jacqueline Jiang,
Jennifer Flam, Philippe Gogo Bonilla,
Tausif Kadir, Yiran Liu, James Netter, Dharmik Rajendra Patel, Abhishek Ramesh, Ian Schmertzler, Vincent Tanda, Swaroop Dimagauda, Mahadevan Vaidyanathan, Xueting Wang, Yi Wen, Duo Duo Su, Shi Yang, Shui Zhang. Masters of Science in Aerospace Engineering, Adishigun Michael Adebowale Adishigun, Michelle Alves Lacerda, Tyler Anderson, Ryan Armstrong, Creston Barron,
Kirk Barrow,
John Matthew Brewer, Hannah Ray Chang, Mengzheng Chen, Mer Win Chong, Royal Kuna, Amanda Grubb, Audrey Hall, Andrew Hull, Suleiman Kamrulazizi, Ja Chi Kong,
Jacob Kunampuram Sebastian,
Roger Lascores, Zachary Levine, Mason Levy, Mithun Matthew, Lisa Meyer, Kenneth Ung, Chad O'Brien, Patrick O'Connell, Nathaniel Prestridge,
Aslan Shah bin Abdul Jalil,
Fu Jinyi Tian, Molly White, Xiaomo Zhang, Master of Science in Material Science and Engineering, Shuchen Zhang, Master of Science in Chemical Engineering, Jin Y. Go, Wan Hasbon, Jingya Ying, Master of Science in Environmental Engineering, Vasudha Boginani, Nikunj Keluka, Xinlai Liao, Jonyi Shen, Shabi Tolan, Xiaohui Zhao, Master of Science in Civil Engineering, Amritraj Ananda Manoharan, Jonathan Bong, Anaga Krishnan, Abhijit Ajit Chordia, Biji Ding, Chetan Jine, Ryan Haj, Guo Jing He, Helen Heindel, Guo Hu, Amit Jha, Aditya Kaushik, Paul Crabiel Jr., Krishna Chaitanya Maritati, Vinay Teja Meda, Mohammed Rayan Mostak, Chibuzor Ozilibo, Maria Palma, Shashwat Pandey, Yash Parikh, Marisha Pena, Andres Peralta, Tara Rabinik, Nikhil Sharma, Harshita Thotakura, Erin Melissa Toombs, Alexis Velasquez, Krish Vilaitramani, Himanshu Udewar, Benjamin Wallach, Stephen Wright, Jean Yan, Edine Zhang, Zuhao Zhang, Chen Yu Zhu, Yutong Zhu, Master of Science in Electrical and Computer Engineering, Anthony Agnoni, Ziad Amin, Damilola Apatira, Douglas Bailey, Aravind Balasubramanian, Jayanth Bapu, Asia Benbihi, Wesley Brown, Celine Chakmak, Vincent Daniel Cortillier, Pierre Gilbert Jacques Cousinet, Benjamin Chang, Badarish Kolathor Arvin, Sonal Day, Pavel Dunn, James Elder, Michael Evans, Michael Federer, Wenlu Fu, also receiving a Master of Science in Operations Research, Anisha Gartia, William Gaspo, Clara Guiton, Anmol Kumar Gupta, Bing Hu, Eric Dale Roger Johnson, Deepu Jose, Matthew KG, Kimaya Kale, Daniel Karnik, Yakshdeep Kaur,
Noon Ibrahim Khalid,
Srijit Rajan, Raghuraj Krishnamurthy, Agrata Kumar, Johnny LaRoche, Changdai Lee, Junbo Liang, Oren Lincoln, Szilard Liptak, Tianyi Lu, Noah Lusky, Yuan Ma, Colton Mathis,
Kelly Miller,
Jamel Morel, Hadrian Monnier, Abhinav Murali, James Nagendran, Deepika Narayanan, Anthony Vincent, Mrunmay Sharad Paranjape, Devdut Pavaskar, Remy Etienne Emmanuel Pessé Bourgereau, Parinya Prashansiri, Paul Rabat, Rohit Rajan, Natish Ramakrishnan, Anjana Rao, Yan Ravel Sidiyo, Srinivas Ravindran, Uday Kiran Ravari, Leonard Christian Robinson, Skylar Rydberg, R. Rajaganapathy Sankar, Dustin Shields, Dharmdeo Singh, Weston Smallwood, Joseph Subchuk, Himanshu Somaya, Idris Samoye, Vinayak Soni, Vignesh Sridharan, Wei Su, Vishnu Swarup, Ke Tang, Emmanuel Testa, Jonathan Temori, Jean Wen Tian, Keshav Venkat, Sanjana Vijayakumar, Hongyang Wong, Jinyu Wei, Min Wen, Yu Wen, Lok Wong, Alexander Wood, Zhong Tao Yang, Ye Yuan, Miguel Zea Arenales, Mohammed Zohaib, Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Ian Agnew, Blake Banta, Norman Andrew Barrett II, Alois Batuj, Salim Ben Abdallah, Arthur Boon, Dorian Yves Belux, Thomas Bowling, William Campbell, Paul Coupin, César Chanou, Thibaut Compain, Johan Abraham Korkos, Todd Couch, Antoine Paul Alain Darfouet, Beau Domain, Sufyan El Fassi, Brian Ferry, Romain Ferron, Romain Gerbet, Catherine Gilbert, Nicole Gillian, Erwan Guinier, Sabarish Hariharan,
Tian Yang,
Matthew Hollingsworth, Tyler Kaspersky, Jamie Kono, Abhishek Quatra, Thibaut Lebos, Charles C. Lemons, Camille Long, Michael Meyer, Javier Mario, Nicholas Martinez, Andrew McCullough, Jeremy Mercer, Guillaume Mohara, Clemence Montaz Rosset, Damien Montoya, Kyle Moat, Rihab Mumam, Guillaume Poirier, Srihari Rao, Itangi Rao, Charles Ali Rebena,
Eric Robbins,
Vincent Schoenig, Catherine Scott, Amin Sijal Messi, Anuj Sobti, Christopher Strakas, Justin Wilbanks, Tracy Ziv, Joseph Gussler, Yerke Bulan Tulebergenov,
Hao Shang,
Will the candidates for the Master and Master of Sciences degrees please rise?
I'll take those cards out of your way.
Mr. President, I have the honor of presenting to you for the Master of Science degrees those candidates who have completed all requirements for these degrees.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Georgia Institute of Technology and by authority of the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, I hereby confer upon each of you the master's degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations. Will the PhD graduates please rise and join the master's candidates? Congratulations to all the graduate degree recipients. You have graduated from one of the most prestigious institutions in the world. Master's graduates, you may now commemorate your achievement by moving your tassels from right to left. Please join me in congratulating these newest graduates. Please be seated. Almost there. Georgia Tech alumni are an extraordinary group of high achievers. To welcome the members of this graduating class into the Fellowship of Tech, I'm pleased to introduce Ms. Andrea LaLiberte, Chair of the Georgia Tech Alumni Association.
It is my honor and pleasure to congratulate you on receiving your degree and to welcome you to the Georgia Tech Alumni Association. The mission of the Alumni Association is simple: to keep you connected with each other, with new students, and with the Institute, and to advance the Institute through Roll Call, our annual fund. I stand before you wearing the same gown that I wore when I graduated almost 35 years ago. Who knew I would have an opportunity to wear it again? I guess my mother, since she kept it hanging in a closet for many years for me. While I could have chosen to wear a newer and nicer gown, this gown reminds me of the pride I felt when I became a Georgia Tech alumna. After graduation, I left campus focused on career and living my life. I went to some football games and contributed to Roll Call on a fairly consistent basis, but I didn't do much else tech-related. However, my Georgia Tech degree opened many doors for me in the years that followed. My first job after earning my master's was with a small consulting firm. For much of the time I was there, I was the only woman consultant. My industrial engineering degree from the #1 school in the country gave me credibility with my clients. From there, I went to work in the fashion retail industry. I was one of the few engineers at that company. Once again, my degree gave me credibility. Thank you, Georgia Tech. It wasn't until my 25th reunion that I reconnected with Tech and its vast alumni network. I had achieved a level of success that I never imagined, and I knew my Georgia Tech education had helped me greatly, so it was time for me to give back. Since then, I have become an active participant in the Alumni Association programs. I serve on advisory boards, and I'm even back on campus as a professor of the practice. What stands out for me are all the amazing alumni, faculty, staff, and students I have met. They are passionate about Georgia Tech. There truly is a Georgia Tech family. My regret is that I did not reconnect sooner. Many of you have been Student Alumni Association members. Continue your connection with the Alumni Association. Become a mentor. Go to a local network event. Update your profile. If you're not a member, please connect with us. There's an alumni network of over 150,000 people waiting to welcome you into the family. One way you can stay connected is to participate in the annual roll call. I know it can be difficult to give at the start of your career, so for your first year, the Alumni Association has made a $25 donation to roll call in your name. Consider this the start of your giving habit to tech. Being an engineer, I love equations. So let me end by sharing with you my equation for success. The three key components to maximize success are ability, opportunity, and desire. Since you're graduating from Georgia Tech, you certainly have ability and you know how to learn. Companies want to hire Georgia Tech graduates, so there is and will be opportunity. However, if you do not have the desire for the job you're in, you will not be as successful as you can be. So find and follow your passion. It may take some time, so be patient. But this will lead to maximizing your success. You are now a member of the Georgia Tech Alumni Network. Your achievements will help secure bright and diverse students and faculty and continue to bring global recognition as one of the best universities to attend. Be proud that you are part of this legacy. I know I am. Once again, congratulations to this year's graduating class and welcome to the alumni family. Go Jackets! Yeah, go Jackets!
Thank you, Andrea. We have a special group of graduates with us this evening. You're all special, but we have a unique group. Several years ago, Georgia Tech started the first program of its kind in the country, the online Masters in Computer Science. Through the hard work of many faculty, the leadership of Dean V. Galil, Provost Raphael Bross, Associate Dean Charles Isbell, we have created a degree that's unlike any other in the country and perhaps in the world. I'd like to ask the faculty that helped develop that program and the students that are graduating with the online Masters in Computer Science to just stand and be recognized. Thank you. In closing, I'd like to express my appreciation to Joe Hughes for announcing the candidates' names. And at this time, members of Nothing But Treble will lead us in the alma mater, followed immediately by the faculty recessional. The graduates in the audience are requested to remain standing as the platform party recesses. I then invite all of you to join in the singing of the nation's best-known fight song, Rambling Wreck. Thank you, have a wonderful evening, and congratulations.
Sons of Tech, arise, behold, the banner as it reigns supreme, forth from on high the white and gold. sir, just reminding